Greetings. The Black Light here, demonstrating to you the many, the many faces and phases of Dr. York, Malachi Z. York. This video is about how they use us against us. This is how they do it. This is how they spy on us. And a little background on Malachi Z. York is that he was once in the nation, or went to the meetings and got the teachings. See? Now, our enemy uses the ones with the most charisma. And Malachi Z. York was once an entertainer or a music man. Mr. Farrakhan was once an entertainer. He had a lot of charisma. You know, the Enchanter or something to that nature was his handle. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't have that kind of charisma. His charisma was the truth. That's what gave him charisma, and trying to live a righteous life and trying to stay true to the will of Allah. That's what gave him charisma. And these brothers tried to say that this brother was deeper than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad because he had generated a cash flow for that particular community. And he went through many phases. First he started off Muslim, and he was challenging even the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at one time. They arrested him, put him in jail. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they was trying to arrest him and put him in jail. They finally caught up with him during the draft season and put him in jail, but he was teaching in jail. He was teaching while he was on the run. You see? But he was teaching the right teachings. And so, the way he taught, the devil couldn't contradict it. So they used his helpers. They used the ones that had a lot of charisma, but had a weakness. Muhammad Ali had a lot of charisma, but he had a weakness. We're going to talk about it in videos to come. But they're trying to say that Malachi Z. York was a pedophile. They're trying to say that Elijah Muhammad was a pedophile. They had something against Noble Drew Ali. They had something against Marcus Garvey. But these brothers that's saying all this, they ain't building up the community. They're not uniting their resources. One thing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't do, he didn't compromise. At one point in time, all these brothers, they end up being murdered or killed, had compromised something to the Caucasian.
My spin, appreciate them hard times they was spared. Still got them to go to war when them choppers go to spare, yo. And you can't hate them hard times they was spared, bro. I used to feel it before I feel it's for my spare, no. I appreciate them hard times they was spared. Ready? Right. I have put inside of the group chat of Otten Security that I have notified Jocelyn, Ace Heru, aka AC Mitchell, Cairo, and that lying ass nanny who said Golden tripped my baby, then she didn't, you lying ass bitch.
Uh-oh.
I have notified all of them.
Let me put him on hold. This brother compromised himself with the enemy. And by him, that don't even look like him right there, though. No, that don't even look like him. The more I look at him. Got a voice like him. But he's kind of, something's altered on him. I can't explain it right now. But anyway, when he tried to throw some mud on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I don't care about Farrakhan. And they say Allah do drive people crazy. We're going to talk about that in videos to come, how he, back in the 30s and the 40s, how he drove a whole lot of hypocrites out their minds. And this brother right here, he was a hypocrite against his people. He said that he rather be hanging out with my enemy. But he's going through some changes. Who else? This brother here got Umar Johnson in the back. This is an distraction from what we fighting up against. A weapon of mass destruction is placed upon us. And we run around here telling jokes, throwing shade on other brothers. And if the people want to give their money to the brother, let him do it. But my beef with the brother is that he's not joining with other brothers to have a collective effort, unified front, organized black unity, righteous black unity. And no one seems to want to operate in that realm. See, now this brother here, you see Minister Farrakhan, Ben X, they could be successful. But they're pushing, every time they buy a piece of equipment, that microphone, for example, black people don't make it. Somebody make it, but other than us, you push the Caucasian deeper into his dominant role to dominate with economics, like he's doing now. See, none of them is following the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's program as of to date. If we would have had a hospital, we could monitor, we would have had black doctors and scientists to monitor the truthfulness of the narrative that our enemy is giving us. But they abandoned it. This brother here busting out all the brothers. But they little fish in a big pond, You gotta get the big sharks, which is the government, the crimes that they've been doing against the whole humanity. And he don't want to unite with nobody. He busting out everybody, you know. So he's under suspect also. He's compromising.
Sir, what's the real reason why you two men split? Is it merely ideological, or is it personality? What else?
Probably personality.
You have or not, and I think probably you have sometimes, it seemed to me, been preaching hate to meet hate.
I don't advocate any kind of hate.
There's a lot of talk that sounds very much like it.
No, I think that the guilt complex of the American white man is so profound until when you begin to analyze the real condition of the black man in America, instead of the American white man eliminating the causes that create that condition, he tries to cover it up by accusing his accusers of teaching hate. But actually, they're just exposing him for being responsible for what exists.
Well, that's something of an argument, but I've heard speeches made by some of the people of your group. I think I've heard you make speeches. It seemed to me that you were advocating what I would have to describe, I think, as violence to meet the serious injuries that have been done your people, with which I totally agree.
I don't call that violence. I don't in any way encourage black people to go out and initiate acts of aggression indiscriminately against whites. But I do believe that the black man in the United States, and any human being, anywhere, is well within his right to do whatever is necessary, by any means necessary, to protect his life and property, especially in a country where the federal government itself has proven that it is either unable or unwilling to protect the lives and property of those human beings.
Just before Pierre takes it, you've got a pretty good fighter in the world's heavyweight champion lined up with you to help out. Yes, Pierre. Well, Mr. X, I guess I call you that. Is that the proper appellation? Yes. Mr. X? I'm wondering if you still believe, as I think you certainly did at the time you were allied to the Black Muslim movement, in a segregated black nation in North America.
I don't believe in any form of segregation or any form of racism. I'm against any form of segregation and against racism.
Am I right in saying that the Black Muslim movement, which you have left, did believe in that?
Well, Elijah Muhammad taught his followers that the only solution was a separate state for black people. And as long as I thought he genuinely believed that himself,
check this out.
I believed in him and believed in his solution. But when I began to doubt that he himself believed that was feasible, and I saw no kind of action designed to bring it into existence or bring it about, then I turned in a different direction.
Listen.
Are you still a Muslim yourself?
Oh, yes. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the religion of Islam, which believes in brotherhood. Brotherhood of all people. But at the same time that I believe in this brotherhood, I don't believe in forcing my desire for brotherhood upon those who aren't willing to accept it.
See, he compromised himself. First place by going on the show and even speaking on his relationship with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He shouldn't even talk about it. This is to be continued. Black Light.